So, this is Mick and Pudding Show.
Yeah, I'm Mick.
And, I'm Pudding.
Yeah, hence
yeah.
Mick and Pudding.
This is good.
Yeah, good. Real great.
Yeah. So, awkward people, awkward situations.
Awkward times.
Yeah. For example, true story. My little brother, who is in here periodically when we're filming for no apparent reason whatsoever, used to have this big Batman stuffed animal, and one day he tied it up in his closet and hung it by a rope. Came in my room and he was like, I have Batman all tied up and I'm gonna beat him. I want to beat him so bad. And we all kind of sat there and we're like, yeah, this is awkward.
And then he goes, and then he asked us if we wanted to see him, and we did, and he was, sure enough, tied up in the closet.
It was pretty awkward.
Awkward times.
Yeah. What's the most awkward moment for you? Besides the whole Batman being tied up in the closet.
Oh, I have a lot of awkward moments. Okay, what usually happens to me is I'll be really hyper or something and I'll talk a lot, and then it makes no sense. And then people will just sit there and stare at me.
It's awful when you're meeting a new person and you're so hyper about whatever. About meeting them, or you're either super hyper or you're super nervous about meeting them, and then you talk a lot, or you, I stutter sometimes. Yeah. And I don't make any sense, and the people sitting there are like, what are you saying? I was like...
And then you're trying to act normal, and then they're like...
and then you try to explain it, and they just don't get it, and it's just I'm done explaining.
It's awkward. And then they don't even want to, be your friend after that. They're like, you're an awkward person. I'm not friends with people
awkward,
like you.
Getting called stupid because you're shy within 5 minutes of meeting someone.
That...
You know who I'm talking about.
Only a douche would do that.
Pretty much. I wouldn't recommend Googling douche. Not that I've done it. Just took it so off.
We know what she does on her free time.
Mitchell Dave said he looked it up, and by their reaction, I'm guessing it was bad enough that I don't really want to know about it.
I'm not interested in that sort of thing. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. The awkward conversation, I asked my dad what that meant. When I was in elementary school, because I heard people saying it, and I was like, what the heck does that mean? So I went and asked my dad. I didn't think it was that bad. I was like, okay, well, there's all these other bad words, and they don't really mean things that are that bad. How bad could douche be? And
and then,
I stopped talking to him for a while after that.
Yeah, one of my friends, she asked me what it meant and what it was, and I said, I didn't tell
your
her.
Mother.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I look it up on Urban
Dictionary.
Dictionary. I mean, that's what everyone else does.
To understand, And so she ended up asking her mom, and ever since then she's been addicted to the word douche just because she thinks it's so funny. And then she came up with this thing. She's like, oh, haha, get it, douchebag, haha. And then so one day I was talking to her, and she goes, you know how there's you're the fruit to my loop and whatnot? She goes, you're the douche to my bag. I was like,
awkward. That's my dad. Okay, our PlayStation 3 broke again. So my dad was just like, yeah, the fan crapped out. And I thought that was the most hilarious thing. And I never heard that saying before.
The fan crapped out?
To say something's crapped out, it's broken, I never heard that. So I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. I'm sitting there dying laughing, and my parents just sit there and stare at me. And I was like...
Oh, that's awkward, too, whenever adults do that, especially your parents. Yeah. My mom, she does that all the time. I'll laugh at something, or I'll say something, and then she's like, how did you know what that means?
It's also awkward if if bad words or things accidentally slip out in front of your parents that you didn't mean to say. I've accidentally said douche in front of my parents, and I got yelled at, and I was just awkward.
Yeah, I get yelled at pretty bad if I ever say anything not my mom parent appropriate. Yeah.
Because that's why I talk with my friends, so I don't think anything about it. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, that kid is such a douche, and I'm like, I just said that to my
mom. That's not right. Yeah. I was talking to my mom, and she, and I said something, and she goes, well, you don't talk that way in front of me. And I'm like, oh, so it's okay if I talk behind your back to my friends like that, but not to you. And she goes, yeah, I would much rather have you do that than talk to my face about it. Like,
It's also awkward if you're in the car with your friends. I mean, like, everyone gets mad while driving. But if you're with your friends and they start, like, cussing out the other driver, and you're just like, I just sit there.
Yeah. And then they're like, man, that dude was such a douche, and he can't drive at all. And you're like, thanks. Who's driving?
And it's like,
It's not. And say we did.
Yeah. Anyway, we gotta go get back to,
stuff. Like laundry.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess that's
I guess that's the end of the video.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah.